Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to F1 Manager 2024 and another part of our Lotus Road to Glory career mode. Today we are on the new 1.8 patch and I'm really hoping that it finally means that we can have our scouts back. But yes, one thing that has happened in between episodes, one thing I wanted to get done because as you can see, came up, contract talks ended with Oscar Piastri. And there'd been no previous mention of that at all. If we'd just gone into contracts, you can see there, you know, other than us offering Oscar Piastri a contract, nothing came up. So they just ended. So I went in for an immediate contract offer and he has agreed to join. He will be joining us from next season as our first driver, if you like. Obviously, Kimi Antonelli might well win the championship this year. So he might well be our number one driver with the number one. But Oscar Piastri is going to come in and I think it's going to really shake up the team next season. So I'm excited to see how that goes. Thank you very much for your support on the series so far. I think we probably do need to manufacture a couple more rear wings just to get us through until the end of the season. We've already got underfloors underway. Let's have a little look then at our scouting team. Yes, we can finally get them. So we've got 4 scouting or scouts active now. Finally, we can start scouting people again. So straight away, we are going to start looking at some of the other drivers out there. So obviously we've got Kimi Antonelli. I'd like to have a look at some of the contracts of other people. Obviously Lando Norris joining Ferrari at the end of the year. Who might we want in a couple of years' time? Those are the ones I really want to think about. Obviously Hamilton. I think we'd like to get him scouted, somebody that we could get later down the line. Sonoda's got 2 years left. Ocon potentially as well, but he's 30 years old now. But Ocon could be somebody that we think about. Oliver Behrman, of course. And, well, who else could we look at? I think that's probably about it, really. But yeah, let's just have a little look age-wise. Some young people that are still knocking around. Let's filter it then by age group. And let's have a look at who the best youngsters are. Obviously, Kimi Antonelli is just incredible. But yeah, there's a few out there that we could definitely look at. But yeah, maybe staff members is where we want to go with it. Nobody in that staff group, please. Enrico Balbo. He's agreed a contract with Williams starting next year. He's going to Ferrari. He's going to Red Bull. He's going to RB. He's out of contract 2029. But yeah, definitely, you know, some people that we'd want to have a look at. I think Enrico Balbo, definitely somebody that we'd like to look at, possibly for next season. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But good to have the scouts back, finally. Right. Let's have a little look at some development for next year. So definitely want to go to research. We've done 3 of the side pods, 2 underfloors right now. Let's start having a look at some front wing things. And definitely want to focus quite heavily on these parts of the car. But of course want to improve on those parts as well. And we'll do a rear wing as well in all of this. We want to pretty much spend the rest of our time this season focusing our opportunities on next year's car. And that's all looking good. Right, it is a sprint weekend this weekend, of course, in Sao Paulo, so it does always mean that it will be 2 episodes for this weekend, and that'll be the case for quite a lot of the rest of the season. Obviously, we've got 4 races to go. Starting at this one, 2 of them are sprint races here in Sao Paulo, and then, of course, in Qatar as well. So let's head to our inbox. That's all looking good. Just double checking that everything is ready and raring to go. That looks good. Yep, all of this is looking very, very good. Let's get into it then. So, race target for Daniel Ricciardo, 11th or higher. Andrea Kimi Antonelli, 6th or higher. Let's get into it.
Our F1 season brings us to Brazil for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. The Autodromo José Carlos Pache has been a staple of the racing calendar for decades, and soon we'll once again be watching the best drivers in the world give it their all.
This weekend will be taking a slightly different form, as we have the addition of a thrilling sprint race thrown into the mix.
What will happen this
Rain
weekend?
in Sao Paulo then.
Time will tell.
Let's have a little look. Are we going to be in a rainy sprint qualifying? It looks like we are. Then a dry sprint and qualifying, then a wet race. So bookended by rain this weekend. I'll see you guys for sprint qualifying. Right, let's get ourselves into sprint quali then. Setup's not looking fantastic. We're going to snip back to the sort of slightly weaker engine because I think really important for Qatar, Las Vegas and Abu Dhabi to have engines that are in top condition. So that's what we're going to go for. Obviously long straights there. Whereas Sao Paulo, not really a power circuit. It helps if you've got power, and you know we've got engines that can very much cope with it. But let's get ourselves into it then. Sprint qualifying. Here we go.
Okay, that's green light.
I think we just want to head out, to be honest with you. Try and get some banker times in. It is going to get drier, but I think our pace should be sufficient. Either which way. And there we go. 1:13.2 for Kimi Antonelli. A 1:13.8 for Daniel Ricciardo. Okay. So that's the banker time in. Now Max Verstappen currently is a man that is out of sprint qualifying. Now, of course, 8 points would be absolutely huge in the context of our championship if we could grab a sprint victory here. Now, going to send them both out there again. It is going to get a little bit drier, so it's all going to come down to this final lap now. So here we go then. Daniel Ricciardo is in a good place to start this lap. Well, look at Antonelli. He goes purple in that first sector. Daniel Ricciardo goes even quicker. A 20.0 plays a 20.1. Through the middle sector now. Antonelli is coming. Max Verstappen is out. Max Verstappen is out of sprint qualifying. It is a 35.9 middle sector. 36.0 for Daniel Ricciardo. It's all going to come down to this final sector. Antonelli goes quickest. Here comes Ricciardo, and he goes second, just 0.02 of a second behind. Beautifully done. But Max Verstappen is out of sprint qualifying, and well, let's get ourselves into SQ2. And of course, Max Verstappen, you know, doesn't have the opportunity to recover that in the sprint race, or it doesn't have a lot of time to do it anyway. Yeah, again, we're gonna send them both out there.
Sessions should be starting now.
get a banker time in. You can see Antonelli definitely quicker than Ricciardo over that lap. A 15.1.
That was a good lap.
Yeah, Ricciardo just half a second off.
Okay, look after the fuel on the way in.
Obviously, second time around, he'll
Understood.
probably do a better job. It's getting drier out there. I'll try and send them out right at the end. So there they go. Let's have a look then. Well, Ricciardo, as it stands, is currently out of the session. Here comes Daniel Ricciardo, though. Up to the line. Hamilton and Leclerc both out. Alonso's possibly in trouble here. Ricciardo goes quickest. Here comes Antonelli, and he goes quickest now. And both of them are through. But Hamilton out, Leclerc out, Russell out. Yeah, not great. Not great from them boys. Okay, right, into SQ3 then. And I think really important to try and keep 3 of the intermediate tyres for race day.
Okay, it should be green.
I'm going to send them both out. If we can send them out, get a lap time in, we should be able to do a second run here. Looks like we're going to be the only boys to put in lap times in these particular conditions. A 13.3 for both drivers, just a tenth of a second, or less than a tenth of a second between them. But Kimi Antonelli currently on sprint pole.
Copy.
And we know it is going to be at its driest now. Are the others going to head out? Are they going to go out on slick tyres? I don't think that's going to be worth it. So we're going to send them back out there on intermediate tyres. Good to see Mick Schumacher in the top 10. Probably a long time since he has done that. Yeah, some of them are going out on soft tyres, including Mick Schumacher. So this is going to be a real interesting battle between the 5 guys on track right now. Kimi Antonelli, purple in that first sector. It's a very good first sector as well, a 19.5. How are the others getting on? I think they're going quicker. I think those on soft tyres are going quicker right now. Antonelli goes quickest in the middle sector, 35.3. But is Mick Schumacher going to go quicker than that? Yes, he is. Wow, well, this is going to be unbelievable. Ricciardo is going to go quickest. Antonelli goes quickest for now. Ricciardo is second. But what about Mick Schumacher? What about Mick Schumacher? Is he going to take sprint pole? He comes over the line. He's only 5th, but Tsunoda's taken it. Tsunoda's taken it. Unless Liam Lawson can be the one over the line, Lawson goes 4th, but it's Yuki Tsunoda on sprint pole. Absolutely unbelievable. And Mick Schumacher all the way up in 6th place. Very good time from him. And looks like we're in for an exciting sprint.
Hello and welcome as our Grand Prix weekend continues, and the sprint will soon be upon us. And after us.
Right, let's have a little look then at potential strategies. So these are the compounds we have. We've got 3 sets of mediums. I think we won't need the mediums for race day so much. We've still got 1 set of hard tyres, which is good. But yeah, we're going to go for 2 sets of mediums. That all looks good to me. Yeah. Let's get ourselves into sprint race.
24 laps around Sao Paulo in today's sprint.
And can Kimi Antonelli
And it's
start this race well?
Away we go.
We didn't set these bits up, unfortunately, but there goes Kimi Antonelli straight away down the inside. And Kimi Antonelli now leads this race.
See what you can do.
And, well, Daniel Ricciardo, he's also having a look now at Yuki Tsunoda. He's going to go down the inside of turn 4. Can't quite do the job right now. Going to be a little bit more aggressive. Take a little bit out of the tyres here. And there goes Ricciardo into the final corner. Lovely move there from Daniel. And he is now up into second place, which is rather lovely. So, here we go then. Daniel Ricciardo goes down the inside of Antonelli. They're side by side here. But they managed to do it. They managed to be clean and let each other race. We are very happy to let them race. Both of them are still in the championship picture, of course. Kimi Antonelli looking like he's going to win his first driver's title. We very much dominated this second half of the year. Down the inside goes Ricciardo again. Antonelli now with the DRS gets back past. Nicely done. Yeah, I'm going to very quickly run out of ERS here, so I'm not going to push too hard here. But we'll keep pressing. Kimi Antonelli leads the sprint race. We've got Daniel Ricciardo in second. Yuki Tsunoda is third right now. Flying round up towards turn 4, and there goes Daniel Ricciardo down the inside, but Antonelli still remains in the lead. Very good from him so far. He is still pushing hard ahead of Yuki Tsunoda here. Well, there is Fernando Alonso trying to make his way through. Now, the big story is Max Verstappen stuck in 19th place right now. But these two at the front still pushing each other hard. But this is showing that the others can definitely compete. And there goes Tsunoda down the inside and already starting to have a look at the leader Antonelli. Now, we are looking after our tyres just a little bit more than the other guys around us. So we're hoping that we will be able to take full advantage of fresher tyres later on. We've got the pace to just about stay in front of them for now. But there goes Tsunoda into the lead. So the pole sitter back into the lead of this sprint race. And I think it's definitely noticeable that RB are probably in the battle here. Russell's a long way off Zhou Guanyu. Now, Russell qualified outside the top 10, so that's a really impressive performance so far to get up to 6th place. But he's 5 seconds off the back of Liam Lawson, so it seems like a 5-horse race at the moment. McLaren are definitely up there. And here comes Antonelli back into the lead. And Ricciardo watching carefully here at what might happen. And Ricciardo's actually going to take advantage of this and make 2 overtakes in 1 corner. That is brilliant from Daniel Ricciardo. He's gone from 3rd up to 1st in 1 corner. Let's have a little look at that. He just took advantage of the fact that Antonelli was stuck behind Tsunoda and Daniel Ricciardo into the lead of this sprint race. Of course, he has won the last 2 races. He won in Mexico. He won in Austin. He's looking to win 3 in a row. He knows he needs to continue winning races if he wants to win the Drivers' World title this year and go out on a high. There goes Tsunoda back into the lead of this sprint race. And it is just back and forth every lap at the moment. There goes Ricciardo back down the inside. Beautifully done. And already a third of the way into this sprint. But Ricciardo just starting to pull away a little bit from Tsunoda here as the tyre differential seems to be increasing. Now, Antonelli staying behind Tsunoda here. We got some yellow flags, and that's Mick Schumacher. Oh, what a shame. Mick Schumacher's locked up from what was,
looking at turn 12.
I think, about 8th position.
The wheels just lock
Big
up
lock
there.
up, and he goes straight on, and that is him down to the back of the field. And that's a real shame. He was about to get his first points of the season. But it wasn't to be. Now, Tsunoda still battling here. Yeah, Olsen's dropped off the back of Fernando Alonso, so a 5-horse race has turned into a 4-horse race now. Well, there you go. Antonelli takes advantage this time. Ricciardo got stuck behind Tsunoda, and Antonelli took advantage. That's the big plus side of having two very quick cars at the front, is that we can sort of double team against Tsunoda here. Tsunoda's tyres are starting to struggle. Right, we are going to zoom it forward just a little bit. So a little bit later on in the race, and what I think will be crunch time. Starting to pull away from Fernando here. We've got some more yellow flags. Let's see what had happened. That was Nico Hülkenberg, who, of course, had his most famous moment, probably. Yeah, with pole position back in 2010. Of course, his final visit to Sao Paulo. He is retiring at the end of the season, along with Fernando Alonso, and Hamilton currently doesn't have a contract either, so be interesting to see if Hamilton ends up with a seat next season. Right, back to pushing forward in this race. More yellow flags, and that time it was Sargent running wide, but you can see we are very much pulling away from Fernando Alonso now. And I think, let's get our ERS topping up a little bit. If we can top it up, we should be able to use it to seriously pull away from Tsunoda by the end of this race. So 10 laps to go. It's looking very good at the moment. Tsunoda makes it through. Right. I'm going to deploy. I'm going to be aggressive.
Push. Use overtake. Okay, understood.
So there goes Antonelli. He is through on Tsunoda. We want to get Ricciardo through as well here. And Tsunoda this time does not have DRS. And this has worked out perfectly. We've taken our energy, we've used it to try and push away. And that's exactly what we've managed to do now. And that gets us away from Yuki Tsunoda. And I think that should be the win in the bag, almost. And now it's going to be a case of trying to stay fairly close together for the rest of this race. Ricciardo has got a bit of ERS and will allow him to use that in the last couple of laps. Yeah, now we're pulling away from Yuki Tsunoda, whose tyres are struggling a little bit. And now we're going to give Ricciardo his full energy. 2 laps to go in this race. He is 2.4 seconds behind Antonelli, but has used a lot more of his tyres, so it's not going to be easy for him to catch up. And we have some yellow flags a bit further back. Oh, that's Schumacher. What a shame.
Pack is low.
And there we go.
Okay.
Daniel Ricciardo's pack is low now. But Antonelli begins his final lap of this race. He is in the lead. Ricciardo still using his deployment. We're going to let Antonelli use his as well. So there can be no question of fairness between the two drivers. Let's keep pushing. And it is going to be a drag race up to the line, but it's going to be Kimi Antonelli, I think. That does it. Kimi Antonelli wins the sprint race here in Brazil. And that is a great start to the weekend. Ricciardo finishes second. Beautiful job from him. Tsunoda finishes third. He was in the battle for a long time, but used his tyres ultimately. And couldn't hang on to them to the end. Alonso finishes fourth. His championship challenge is fading. Russell, a brilliant fifth considering he started 11th. Then Lawson, then Leclerc, and Valtteri Bottas rounds out the top 8. Max Verstappen in the end made it up to 10th, but a bit disappointing from him not to be able to get back into the points. He would have really wanted to do that. Hamilton finishes 12th. And of course, Mick Schumacher, who had such a good qualifying, finishes down in 22nd and last place. Okay, so good start to the weekend. Maximum points.
And what a fantastic sprint win that is.
And what a well-deserved P1 finish that was. Absolutely outstanding.
So there you go then, beautifully done, and maximum points, as I say, and hopefully Kimi Antonelli can continue to press on and gain more points on Fernando Alonso in the race.
Welcome to qualifying. Let's find out if all that practice will pay off for the drivers.
The ups and downs of Interlagos mean a full-speed qualifying lap can be hard on both driver and car. Sector 2's technical corners demand high downforce to make a quick lap.
And we've got Daniel Ricciardo there, Karun. How do you think he'll be feeling going into this one?
It's clear that their teammate is pulling ahead of them right now, which they're bound to be nervous about. Hopefully they can keep a level head, because they can't really afford to make any mistakes.
Well, we're certainly ready in the commentary box. The drivers are getting ready down in the pit lane, and it's time for qualifying.
So that's where we're going to leave it for today, of course, and we will be back tomorrow with a very, very important race. And of course, with the rain, anything could happen. So if you have enjoyed it, give it a massive thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 Manager videos. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.